that is exactly what happens to people that are, for example, women that are abused, and you see them, they call the police arrives, the abuser gets taken to jail, then they go to court, and then she begs the judge. She tells the judge, he's a good man, he really didn't mean to do it. I provoked it, it was me. I yelled at him. They're so conditioned by this abuse that they literally defend the abuser. And keep in mind that Michael Jackson began grooming these young boys, especially the ones that lied in court, since they were very, very little. By the time they ended up in court, years had passed. So they couldn't lie on him.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, one of them did admit that he was touched. There were several situations, but the one that lied on the other boy, in other words, he went to court and said that everything that the other little boy was saying was a lie because he had been with Michael Jackson and Michael Jackson had never touched him. Everything that he was saying was a lie.
Yeah.
And he admitted it to Oprah. He said, I knew the whole time I was in court that I had been touched. But I was trying to protect Michael, everything that Michael had built. Because the truth is, he says, even talking to you right now, and Michael is dead, and I know that I'm telling you the truth, I feel guilty that I'm telling you this about Michael.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how manipulated you must be that you feel bad that somebody molested you and that you're admitting it?
Yeah. Right, exactly.
I mean, yeah, so that is Stockholm Syndrome right there in classic form. That's crazy, man.
It is.
It makes me, Patty Hearst, back in the 70s, the heiress that got kidnapped, she did that. They kidnapped her, they brainwashed her, and then there's videos of her robbing banks. And when they interviewed her after, with a machine gun. And when they interviewed her, she said she wanted to be there. She participated voluntarily.
Yeah.
So what these kidnappers did is they worked her mind, and some people can be worked.
Yeah.
Some people can be manipulated.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Isn't that crazy? Oh my God, just talking about it freaks me out.
And even Christopher's Christopher's comment rather. Finding Neverland was the last straw for me. Deleted all MJ from my iTunes. I can understand that.
Yeah, I kind of try to separate the man from the behavior. I gotta admit that for a long time I thought, yes, that it's a great idea to not listen to Michael Jackson's music, but I have since changed my posture on that. Mm-hmm. And the reason that I have is because I just think that he has great music. And he may have been a disturbed individual, but he was still a very talented individual.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And I can look at a painting of someone that is famous and think, well, they were drunk and they were this and that, but I can still appreciate their art. Does that make sense?
Exactly, yeah.
So I wouldn't say I'd run out and buy Michael Jackson music, but I certainly can't deny when I hear his music or see some of the classic videos like the Thriller video, I can't say, oh, well, that's just junk. I mean, it's a part of our history, and it's a part of it's part of world history now,
Yeah.
So I'm not going to celebrate what I believe was bad behavior on his part, but I'm also not going to say that I don't think his work deserves to be respected and admired. He was one of the greatest musicians of this country, and artist, definitely.
And what musician or actor or person in the limelight doesn't have skeletons in their closet?
Everybody's got something, but I don't know if they're that salacious though. Yeah, because that's pretty bad. We are talking about children.
Yeah.
Did you ever see Finding Neverland?
No, I didn't.
They both separately describe very similar type of grooming and abuse, but the finger insertion type thing really disturbed me because he was asking a little child, a little 8 and 9-year-old boy, I need you to bend over like this and I'm going to do this to you. And I'm thinking to myself, we're talking about a little kid, and I try to imagine myself at that age Do you know what I mean? What was I like at that age? And I was just a little kid. I was playing with toys and climbing trees. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
My biggest concern was that I had to sing, in the school choir for Christmas, or I had to bring little Valentine's Day cards to class because we were going to celebrate Valentine's, or make paper mache kites so that we could fly them, and
Exactly.
You're not thinking about some grown man, asking me to bend over. If you really love me, you'll let me do this to you. And these kids were enamored with his celebrity because they're children.
Yeah.
It's
crazy.
just talking about it just makes me so disappointed and just so sad. And it should make us sad, and we should be very disturbed about those kind of things. And if we know that it's going on, we should always snitch, because I don't care what anybody says, that we should never, ever, ever allow that to go on. We should protect all children. We should always, always protect children.
Yes.
I can honestly say I've talked about it on the show before, but I was never touched as a child.
Yeah, neither was I.
I was never molested. There was never a molestation attempt. There wasn't even sort of a cute little wink or how you might have a suspicious moment where you think, oh, that was kind of odd. There were no odd moments. I never had any of that. I was never touched. But I was very fortunate. It happens a lot more than people realize.
And Christopher's comment, I have nothing against Madonna. I don't. Not many 60-year-olds are on the music charts right now.
Yeah.
But it's just, the thing is, and I know she's relevant, but is she talked about? I mean, in my circle of friends, I haven't heard anybody talk about her. That's what I'm doing. I have nothing against Madonna.
In her case, she had fame for so many years. She was the queen for so many years. And, she hasn't had the kind of success that Cher has had.
Right.
Cher's been able to continue with her music. Cher's been very, very fortunate. Right. And every time Cher releases music, it goes into the club scene, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
One of the things about Cher is that Cher doesn't try to get a little experimental. She kind of stays in her genre.
She does.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we know what to expect from Cher. Whereas Madonna, she tries to go for these experimental things, and sometimes it works, and sometimes it's like, girl, what are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I appreciate her longevity in the business, but she really doesn't need to work. She's working because she wants to.
Yeah.
She doesn't.
And that's you got to appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't need to work. Neither does Cher, for that matter. They don't need to work.
Oh God, no.
But this is the 10-year anniversary for Michael Jackson, and this is kind of weird time to be 10 year of his death.
Mustafa just said more people talk about the Kardashians than Madonna.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
And Cher is a goddess here.
Cher is a goddess. She's lasted so long, and she really is like the queen of the gays.
Yeah.
I know that Madonna thinks she is, but she's really not the queen of the gays.
Yeah.
It really is Cher.
I think so.
Because long before there was Madonna, there was Cher.
And Cher's like 72, I think.
Long before there was Grace Jones, there was Cher.
Yeah.
Cher surpasses them all. Before Bette Midler, there was Cher.
I think there is one that's older than all of them.
Barbara's older.
I was gonna say Tina, but
Tina. Yeah, but Tina's never been our queen, though.
No.
She
got a voice.
Tina's a great voice, and we love her, but Tina's not a queen.
Yeah.
When the gays talk about Cher, it's like they go, whoa. Diana Ross too, but Diana Ross was never our queen, though.
Yeah.
Cher was our queen. I mean, people will do anything for Cher, man.
Yeah.
Cher is like, I don't know what it is about. I don't know if it's the costumes or.
And then someone just said Kylie Minogue.
No, Kylie's not even.
She can be.
She's all right, but she's not a queen, though. Not yet. You have to be in the business a long time. Think about this. Cher's been around since the 60s.
Yeah.
Making music. 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000. She's been, what? This is six decades.
Yeah.
If she can hold out for 4 more.
I know, right? And then in 2048, she's going to look exactly the same.
God. Jesus. She freaks me out, man. She's been around so long.
And before Jesus, there was Cher.
Before Jesus, there was Cher. There was Judy Garland, and then there was Cher. Now, before Cher, there was Judy.
Yeah.
And speaking of Judy, I will talk about Judy when we get back, because there's something I need to tell you all about Judy. Okay. So we're going to take this break, and then when we get back, we'll talk a little bit more. I can't.
Is there a commercial to go to? There.
This commercial break is brought to you in part by Rick's Electronics Boutique of St. Petersburg. Full-service home theater solutions. You know they're LGBTQ friendly when you can see them in rainbow411.com, your source for businesses, articles, and events. That's Rick's Electronics Boutique of St. Petersburg. So an electronic place can be like a boutique? I wonder if they have clothes there.
No, I think
no clothes.
Furniture.
It's just
Furniture, okay.
Okay. TVs
When we
and
get
such.
back, we'll talk about Judy, and then we'll talk about our movies. We got a lot to talk about. Don't go anywhere.
Come stay at the award-winning Flamingo Resort in St. Petersburg, Florida. Located conveniently off I-275 at exit 17, the Flamingo Resort is Florida's largest LGBT resort. Pet-friendly with 120 rooms and an 80,000-gallon pool. Celebrate the weekend with your friends at one of our monthly themed events or our infamous Sunday tea dance with live DJ and dancers. Dine al fresco by the pool or enjoy a signature cocktail at one of our 6 bars. We are not just a weekend destination. With daily drink specials, come out during the week for any of our themed nights, talent and karaoke, to a rowdy game of bingo. Whether you're LGB or T, the Flamingo Resort is the place to be.
GSH Radio, the Tampa Bay and Central Florida Weekly 411. On the town and in the streets.
Alrighty, so we're back. So Lisa said when she was 12 years old, she would go to the library to listen to Cher songs.
Cher albums.
Yeah, well. I had quite a few. I remember the first one I had was Dark Lady Love and Death. Remember that? I love that.
Well, maybe not, but...
I don't know.
I mean, my first introduction with Cher was Turn Back Time. I was a young kid when I saw that, like, her and all that, you know, fishnet and, like, wild hair.
Well, before Cher, there was Judy Garland. You know, Judy Garland is famous for a lot of movies, but the most famous that she's known for is The Wizard of Oz, obviously.
Oh, yes.
She starred in The Wizard of Oz in 1939 when she was 16 years old, and she became a gay icon. In fact, before gay people were called gay, we were called friends of Judy. When somebody said, I'm a friend of Judy, that would meant that you were gay.
For the Judy Garland, yeah.
Because of Judy Garland, correct. And so she was the first icon, the drag icon, or the first gay icon, you know, was Judy Garland. And this past week, on Monday, which was the 50th anniversary, I believe it was, or Saturday, I believe it was the 50th anniversary of Stonewall. It was this week sometime.
Yeah.
Anyway, this week was both the anniversary of Stonewall and the death of Judy Garland. Judy Garland died just a few days before the Stonewall riots. Did you know that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And so they brought her to New York to bury her, to do the funeral. And while the funeral was going on, the gays got really, really upset. And a few days later, like 2 or 3 days afterwards, the riots happened.
Okay.
So Judy Garland's death, a lot of people say, was the fuel to the fire. You know what I mean? They were already so upset that Judy had died that when the police came to the Stonewall to arrest everybody for the, you know, what they were going to do, the search down they were going to do inside the place. That's when everybody revolted. Isn't that kind of weird that Judy's death was all connected? So this is the 50th anniversary of her death, of her funeral, and the 50th anniversary of Stonewall. And that we celebrated that this past week here in St. Petersburg for Pride. Did you go?
I went to the parade. I didn't see everything,
but it was nice and cool. It was only 758 degrees. Really, it wasn't. No, it wasn't that hot. It was only 758.
Probably.
With the surface of the sun.
Yeah.
in the evening, you know, when it's cooler.
It felt a smidge cooler.
Oh my God! It's just.
Yeah.
You know, we're in a heat advisory right now.
Oh, are we?
Yeah, Tampa Bay area is right now at this very moment.